Victims of sexual assault use a new legal strategy in their search for justice.
Fox 5 legal analyst Wendy Patrick is back now to explain. Wendy, good morning.
Good morning.
It's hard to fathom that we can even find new legal strategies in this day and age, but what exactly is at the heart of this? It's defamation is the key word here. Explain this.
That's right. So defamation is based not on what somebody did, but based on what they said. Most relevantly, in connection with the Harvey Weinstein litigation, you have him basically denying many of these allegations. All of the allegations that involve lack of consent. That's, of course, his defense.
Right.
So when he calls a woman a liar, for example, and she's claiming, no, that's not true, I didn't make it up, this actually happened, the law allows a defamation suit to be filed by her against him. So it can be used as both a sword and a shield. What I mean by a sword and a shield is you've seen men who claim they were falsely accused file defamation lawsuits against the women who have accused them. And then you see women who basically the men have said, hey, you're a liar, I didn't touch you. That you can also see it filed that way. And in the case of Ashley Judd, which is the most high profile case thus far, you have her suing Harvey Weinstein based on something that he allegedly said about, oh, she's a nightmare to work with. You know, so you can see the way this is a vehicle that can at least deliver some measure of justice, even for some of these women when, you know, basically their claims fall way outside the statute of limitations.
Defamation, from what I'm hearing, Wendy, I mean, would apply almost in every single legal case, right? Somebody says you did this and you did that, and then one person is telling the truth. So how do you prove that in court? It sounds like it would be difficult to prove, no?
Well, defamation requires, first of all, a false statement of fact. Your opinion is worth more than you think. You cannot be sued over your opinion. You have freedom of speech. And truth is an absolute defense. So we can go around saying true statements about each other. I mean, that's freedom of speech. That's what social media is for. Right. You can't be sued for that. Then you also need to prove damages. So, for example, loss of reputation, loss of business prospects, all the types of ways you can prove that the false statement somebody else made about you harmed you personally. Those are the elements of a defamation case. And yes, it is true. It's a surprise we don't see more of these cases. You don't often see people going out and hiring lawyers just because somebody said something negative.
Sure.
That's not what this tort action is about.
These are civil cases, not criminal cases, hence the statute of limitations. But you keep saying proving this and proving that, and the burden of proof is totally different. How do you prove stuff like this? Oh, you're a liar, you did this, you affected my... How do you find actual proof of that?
Yes, that's right. It's a great question. So the burden of proof is preponderance by the evidence, preponderance of the evidence. It's not proof beyond a reasonable doubt.
Right.
But the way you prove damages is trickier. And it's actually one of the reasons we probably don't see more of these cases filed. Yeah. Most of the time you can look at timing and prove it circumstantially. You know, I claim that a restaurant, the employees don't wash their hands, it's unsanitary, and after that's widely published, which is another element, all of a sudden nobody goes there anymore. So you have to sort of look at a timeline, but publication is also something. You can't just think it or say it, or it has to be widely published enough to where the information gets out and then has that damage to somebody's reputation, to their business. So there are probably more elements to a defamation case than people think. The reason we're talking about it today is when you have high-profile cases like Harvey Weinstein, when you have this whole Me Too movement and people are making allegations against each other. If they're not true, you're going to have these types of cases being filed because they're very damaging to reputation.
Indeed. We'll see what happens moving forward in this case. Wendy Patrick, we thank you as always for the expertise.
Thank you.
Thank you.